Bam. Well, welcome to the stream tonight. Running a few minutes late, but you know what they say, better never late or something. Welcome to the show tonight, guys. Advocates for Justice Legal School. I'm Coach Neighbors, and I don't know what happened to my voice yesterday, but I feel fine, and my voice just sounds funny. So we're going to get it done anyway, because that's how we roll. Let me put a couple of banners up right now. If you're coming from Facebook, please go to this link and grant StreamYard permission to use your username on Facebook. Otherwise, you just show as Facebook user when you're making comments and things. So welcome to the stream tonight. A couple of minutes late getting rolling here. Got some new equipment, but as you can see, we're here and we're about to get it done. So tonight's live stream is going to be on the property tax situation. And I've taken a lot of questions throughout the week. And hopefully some people brought those questions here tonight, and we'll talk about those questions after we get rolling, because we may answer them while we're rolling. So we don't want to cancel you out when we get done rolling. If you have questions, then that would be a great time to ask them. Cheap Smoke Red. Welcome to the stream tonight. We're glad you can make it. Oh, great for you, Mac McCall. We do what we call our non-conventional foreclosure offense because we're not the defendants anymore, and we're learning how to go after the people who signed. We're learning how to go after the judge because the judges didn't have jurisdiction to set up the court hearing so he or she could rule. And we go out to the state because the state is the one that's in control of your property deed through real estate deed fraud, and we're going to talk about that. But welcome to the show, and I'm glad you have more years than I do. Yep, I do it all too because if I have to hire people, then I have to raise my prices, and then the people that I want to help would not be able to get in and get stuff done. So welcome everybody, and we're going to just get rolling here because we got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to be bringing some fire to the table tonight, and we're going to review the illegal property tax scheme. I'm going to explain how the illegal scheme starts and why it's illegal, and introduce you to an option that you can use to challenge the property tax scheme before default, which is something that, in my mind, would be worth investing in. So, I forgot to go to my website. I was going to have the sale on the property tax package. I'm going to reduce it $100 less than what it's showing right now. And I was going to do that for the length of the stream. But what I'll do is after the stream, I'll leave it on sale until tomorrow night at this time. So that's probably what I'll do because I don't want to interrupt what we're about to get done right now to mess with that. So those of you who are interested, until tomorrow at 8:42 Central Time, the property tax package is going to be on sale for $100 less than what it is right now. So please don't message me in the feed what it is right now, because if you don't know, then I'm thinking you probably shouldn't be one of the lucky ones. No, seriously. So kind of seriously, Um, the ad for the property tax on my page is not going to say in the writing that it's been reduced, but when you go to the checkout, it'll be reduced at the checkout. So I'm not going to waste the time trying to change all of that stuff because I'm not trying to do this for everybody. I want to give to people that have been following us, that have been looking at my stuff, that have been asking me questions about how many people want to do that today too. I want those people to have an opportunity to take advantage of the special that I'm going to have tonight, that I was going to have during the stream. So I'll just have it after the stream, and that's actually better because now you guys can pay attention and learn something. Before we get started, I want to cover a couple of things. Do you guys know what attorneys make people sign when they have no judge to help them? There's something that attorneys make people sign when they get their ass kicked, pretty much. And if you know what that is, post it in the comments because that's important. Before we go any further, it's important to understand that how this works. What attorneys do when you back their butt up in against the corner? Yeah, they have a process for that because their whole system is fraud. And this is the people that are doing this to help other people and that are doing this for themselves. One of the things that make it complicated for them to find the stuff that I find all the time is that they go into this search thing thinking that this shit is legal. Okay, or that what they're doing is that there's some law there's no law connected to the shit that they're doing to you. It's not legal. There's no law. So if you go into studying something or researching something from the perspective I know is BS, I just need to figure out where the lines are so I can stick it in their face. When you go in with that mindset, things make a whole lot more sense to you when you're doing your research. Now, I'm going to address the elephant in the room, the elephant in the stream. I'm going to address the elephant in the stream. I've had a lot of people ask me this. People want to know, people have been emailing me and messaging me and on my Facebook ads asking, how many deeds have I removed? Now, those people obviously don't know what we do here. And I feel a little offended because I'm thinking that the number one question would be if the strategy is sound, if it makes any sense, if the legal strategy is sound, the unconventional legal strategy is sound, and it makes any sense. That would, to me, would be, I guess, a more important question. But it's okay. And as long as people ask with respect and not being stupid, I can deal with it. And I'm the kind of wonderful reviews that I have is really all I have to offer people when they ask me that. Because I'm not an attorney. I don't go out and do this. You're on your own. You're acting as your own attorney here. And then you get coaching when you're using my stuff after you get yourself to the gate. You have to get yourself to the gate, get the people served, study all the service or process, and make sure they're served right, do all of that stuff. And the coaching comes in when they're trying to get out of addressing what you got in the paperwork that you invested in. So I don't keep count. I don't track all of that now. I have a few reviews that were left. But in the end, the people can't talk to me anymore. And the people that understand what attorneys make you sign in the end would explain that. But the other thing that makes it complicated to count on how many wins and losses is some people live in fear, and those folks who live in fear give up when the judge or the players threaten them or yell at them in court. Those people are the ones that give up and feel like the judge is right. They believe what the judge is telling them or what my paperwork says, and think that what the judge is saying is the last word. And so yeah, so my program shouldn't take a hit for, I know, Stupid people. I don't know. I'm sorry. Seriously. Now, my program shouldn't take a hit because people live in fear and don't have their courage to step up to the plate and finish punching these people in the face that are trying to take your stuff illegally. When you can do your own research on the stuff that I put together, it's pretty simple, and you can see that someone else has been lying to you your whole life. And that's pretty much the way it is. So, how many wins would be a question for an attorney? And I'm not an attorney. Okay, my wonderful reviews are the only thing that I offer people who are waiting for others to win. And when people ask me that, the reviews is all I have. That I have a couple of reviews now. I have a couple of people like Nikki Ross and a couple of other people, Jonathan, one guy named Joel. They're all like, I'm going to call them legal entrepreneurs, because paralegal to me is somebody below an attorney. The legal entrepreneur is somebody that's learning how to punch attorney that has learned how to punch attorneys in the face and are helping other people with the problem. And those people have done a great job and are moving forward with their own businesses using our tactics and my strategy. My goal is to help you learn how to stay in your house. And then we've recently added and get control of your property deed, because getting control of your property deed is what is not having control of your property deed is the problem that you're facing right now. Now, um, the issues is people who roll into my online courses or have invested in my lawsuit packages have a right to privacy. Also, that's another issue. So, even though I communicate with a lot of people and I know how well things are going, I don't talk about those things unless I have consent from the person or the people to bring it up. And for me, it's nice to have a few nice comments like reviews like Nikki Ross left, showing that she's using the online course to jam up things for people in 4 different states, and the judges are recusing themselves. So it's nice, but at the end of the day, I'm not here for that. So I'm here to get stuff done. If people don't realize the value in what I'm teaching here and what people are learning, then you're not the people that I want to work with anyway. So I'm just saying. So I don't spend a lot of time trying to answer those questions when people come and ask me that. Usually my question to them too would be, what's your game plan? You must have a better game plan. If you're asking me how many people have won, surely you've done your homework, or maybe that's the problem. People don't do the homework and they want to rely on uh, on what somebody else had to say instead of doing your homework. I post a lot of stuff on Facebook. Help a lot of people on Facebook. That's where I go for. The coaching is done on Facebook because I can type on the keyboard a whole lot faster than I can type on my phone doing text messaging. And it's not just the typing; it's the message on my keyboard looks very close to to how I had it in my head when I put it on the keyboard. On my phone, not so much. So I'm sure some of you people have got text messages from me and were thinking that maybe I was crazy, like the government said. And I am probably crazy, but I don't think I'm incompetent. There's a big difference. So I just coach, and I'm not here to prove anything, but the fact that you're being violated. Okay, that's what I'm here to prove, that you're being violated. So I think people need to dream big. People need to dream big. I dream big. I mean, you can tell just on what we're doing here. Most people wouldn't. I don't see anybody else doing this and giving everyone the information that you need. So the people who can go and do this can go and get it done. They don't have to buy my stuff. The people who don't have time or can't get it done can get my stuff and follow the instructions. If you can follow the instructions, then this is not very complicated. If you don't follow the instructions or take the time to watch the instructional videos, then it's going to be a lot more complicated for you. So that's the way this thing rolls. The government's entire program is fraudulent. And when you look at it from that perspective, it's a lot easier to keep up in my program. I'm showing you where they're screwing you and what. And as a legal coach, I'm also showing you my non-conventional legal program and what I would do to take care of the problem, to address the problem. Now, I had to change the name from Eliminate Property Tax Lawsuit Packing because the attorneys got my ass suspended on Facebook because I said I could help people learn how to eliminate their property. So I changed it to Challenge Property Tax, Challenge Property Tax Package, and it's the same thing. And I even upgraded it. I added the TRO to a temporary restraining order to block the state from receiving federal funding because they're violating your due process. I added that to it to beef it up a little. Well, a little more punching power. So if you're in court already, all you need to do is add the state, the attorney, the judge to your 42 USC offensive DUI and lawsuit package. And by doing that, you're going to take control over the state case. Now, these are the main steps that we're doing to take control. The goal is to force the state to dismiss the case because the judge has to recuse himself. When you add the judge, because the judge does not have an injured party to give the judge jurisdiction. When you add the judge, then it's a problem. You add the judge in your counterclaim, and you file a state case. You're just doing that to blow that case up. And we found out that we needed to do that because in federal court, they were stalling and giving them a chance to finish you off. So we changed the program a little bit. And so that's what we do now. We add the judge, we add the state, and we add the attorney to the 42 USC. You turn it into a counterclaim by changing the words and changing the heading at the top, and you file it in the state case. And then the next day, you want to get your lawsuit filed in federal court. You have to get your lawsuit, or you should get your lawsuit filed in federal court before the state dismisses the state proceedings. So that this program is structured to give you the power to put you in the best position. If you force the state to dismiss their case by attacking the judge because the judge didn't have jurisdiction to sign on to this as no injured party, then now when you are in federal court, you can file a judicial notice. A judicial notice is simple. It just says judicial notice. There's no statute. Now that's judicial notice of administrative facts you're providing to the court. And the cool thing about the judicial notice is that the attorneys don't get to respond to it because you're not asking the court for anything. You're just giving the court judicial notice that the state proceedings have been dismissed and the judge has recused himself or herself. And that you are requesting that the judge, the federal judge, order a settlement proceedings. So you're kind of requesting something, but you're not requested in a request form. Yeah. And if they want to object to it, they can. I can tell you, I can't see how they're going to object when they can't even answer to the 42 USC lawsuit because that 42 USC 1983 civil rights lawsuit is going after the players, the state, the players for violating your due process with the state procedures and processes. I'm not talking about the court, okay? They violated you considerably before you got to the court. And that violation is what allowed them to get your ass in court. So that's why that is the difference between the 42 USC 1983 foreclosure offensive lawsuit package and the other cheaper package. The other cheaper package allows them arguing and takes a long time. This package is not it's not any not any arguing and takes less time because the judge has to go sit down, and it's a little hot potato. Nobody really wants to be involved in it. Nobody wants to have their name on anything on the court record, teaching people how to kick some. You see how this works out. So you want to let them know that the state court case has been dismissed. Now, if your state court case got dismissed, I would actually object to that and order that it be dismissed with prejudice. And that alleviates them from being able to bring it back and do other stuff. Because a lot of cases, they stalled and came back later and tried to do other stuff. So you want to go ahead and nip that in the bud. So you can also, you're going to be requesting, you might as well file a document and let them respond to it if they want to, because I can't wait to see how they respond. You want to request that your judge order settlement hearings to preserve the federal court's resources. You're really concerned about the federal court's resources. I'm serial here. You're concerned about the federal court's resources, and you want to make sure that they're not wasting their time. Now, if the state court judge recused himself, the case got dismissed or whatever, then that shows that everything that you were saying was, well, was a problem, and that you were being violated, and they didn't have an injured party. So there was no jurisdiction for the court to hold a hearing. So these tips are going to help you take control of the court process ASAP. Now, moving on to the illegal property tax scheme. I like this. The attorneys on Facebook are really grumpy about my my challenge property tax package. Now, the property tax scheme started out as real estate deed fraud. Real estate deed fraud. Real estate deed fraud occurred when they failed to deliver your deed to you as mandated in the state law. The state property transfer law mandates that your deed is supposed to be delivered to you after the process. But that's not what they did. They registered your deed in their office, and that registration allowed the very first illegal lien to be put on your property. And most people know, oh, hang on here. Oh, we got a few people here. Hey, Mark, I'm glad you do it all, buddy. Hey, Sharif. Hey, Nikki. We're talking about you. You got a good team. Marjorie, non-disclosure agreement. That is absolutely right. Now, R.D. Ward said confidential agreement is the same thing. I like to call it a non-disclosure agreement because they don't want you to disclose anything about the situation. And I had a person tell me one day, "Oh, well, the hell with that." And I'm like, dude, because the person wanted to be able to, and this is why I don't have very many on the end of the property tax thing. What happened at the very end, I asked people to leave me a review in the beginning after they review the package and all of that, because they should be able to tell if it has value or not, and then the follow up in the end. But I don't have very many end follow ups, and I don't have anybody that's leaving a bad review about the end. Now, if there was a bad review about the end, then they could leave. They can leave. So people need to understand that. And those people that want to see how many people won and all of that, even if I had that information, I wouldn't discuss it with you, because that's not, as a coach, that's not what you need to be taught. I'm not here to talk about myself. I'm here to help people learn how to punch somebody in the face. And the things that are about myself are irrelevant because, like I said, if you go into this with fear, okay, you can have the torch gas burner. But if you go in here talking and walking like a sissy, they know you ain't about to torch nobody and they ain't going to do nothing. But what they're doing already is continue to ignore you until you run out of road. So that's how they're going to do that. I seen it in the past. I don't see it now. I seen it in the past. I know that's what I did with that. Okay, so the real estate deed fraud is what started the whole program. And the very first illegal lien that was put against your property was the mortgage lien. And the reason it was illegal is because if there were several people who own property, all of the owners had to be present to sign that mortgage lien, the lien against the property. Everybody had to be present, right? Correct. I'll just answer that. And so the fact that the alleged lender accepted your signature on the mortgage lien, on the alleged mortgage lien, shows that you own the property already. Think about it. That's what I stick in the attorney's face when they start talking crap. Until I'm not that smart. My legal team said, because we're not very smart. My legal team said that you guys stole my property deed, and that was the beginning of all of this problems. And here's the thing. There's a thing. Okay, there's a thing. There's no law that says that property owners must register their property deed in any office. There's no law. Now, back in the day, you used to keep your deed in your Bible, in your family Bible. It was notarized. You kept it in your family Bible, and you didn't have to worry about anybody getting on your property unless they showed up with a deed that was notarized prior to yours. Things were simple back then. No, but then when the bar members changed, I don't know. I think this crap all started when they changed from gold and silver, when the Federal Reserve notes, or changed and done a bunch of changes, and now they make everybody think that you have to register your deed in the office, and there's no law that says you have to put your deed in their office. And once, if there's no law, then you should be able to formally request to have your property deed be removed from their office and have your property reclassified as private property and not residential. Once they got your deed in their office and they allowed the alleged lenders to put the first illegal lien against your property, the second crap that they did was start the property tax situation. And if your deed was not in their office, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm not an attorney. I'm not that smart. But if your property deed was not in their office, could the lender verify that there was a lien against your property? Uh, no, I don't know. If your property deed was not in their office, would they be able to charge you property tax every year and make it go up every year and take your shit if you can't pay? I don't know. I'm asking. So what they've done is once they registered your deed in the office, they reclassified your property from private property to residential property, commercial or agricultural property for the sole purpose of illegal taxation. The Constitution says not once, but in two different places that private property cannot be taxed. So they just reclassify your property into one of their commercial classifications so that they can start taxing you. I bet you didn't know that they were going to be doing that when you registered your deed in their office, or when they registered your deed in their office, because I'm pretty sure they handle all of that for you the attorneys handle all of that for you because we're stupid. So they want to take care of that because they're here to help you. Did I say that convincing? Oh, yeah. So most people don't know, like I said, what the first illegal lien was. It was actually the mortgage lien, and it was illegal because they couldn't have accepted your signature on it if you didn't own the property already. I just like to keep it simple and real. Real 100 for free. Simple, real 100 for free. So please, you guys click on those ads so I can get paid. Leave a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers so I can have a big sale, a real cheap sale, a sale, a super sale. Now, the challenge property tax lawsuit package is for the people who are tired of living in fear. Maybe you're late or behind now and you're living in fear. Maybe you're tired of the increase in taxes every year and you're living in fear because you know at some point you're not going to be able to afford them. Maybe you're just tired of being violated. The challenge property tax lawsuit package has been upgraded to include the temporary restraining order to block the state from receiving federal funding as long as they're violating your due process. And they are violating your due process. The value of the TRO, is $400, and I have it, I think I have it at half price right now. And the biggest deal here is the fact that property tax, the challenge property tax package, I'm reducing it $100 for tonight's live stream, but I forgot to reduce it before I started the stream. So I'm going to reduce it after the stream and leave it reduced until tomorrow at this time to give people a chance who are interested in investing in it, but don't have quite enough. Now you have opportunity to get in there and get that package. And I would ask that you please leave me a review on the value of the package after you review it, and follow up later if you if you don't have to sign that thing. You know the thing that I'm talking about. So after the live stream, well, tomorrow at the time that the stream is over, I'm going to reset it back to $600, but it's down to $500. It will be down to $500 when I get done with the stream, and then I'm going to change it back. And after I change it back, that's just going to be that. It'll be that changes back. Hey, Thomas, welcome to the show tonight. Hola. Benito. Well, I don't know what your question is. If you buy with cash, they're still going to charge you property tax. So I'm thinking that your question is, if you buy with cash, can you get around the property tax? And I'm going to say no. And I'm saying no because if I were them and you came to the table and you said, hey, and I said, okay, we're going to sell you the property, whatever, do all this. And you came to the table and you said, I'm paying cash and I want my deed so I can take it home because I don't want to pay property tax. If you told me that, I would say, okay, show up tomorrow. We'll have everything ready. And then when you showed up tomorrow, the deal would be off the table. That's how I would do it. I would not do the deal with anybody that knew the scheme. So, I mean, think about it theoretically. If you're going to address this problem, I would want to make sure that that I own the property first before I try to address it. Because if you don't own the property and you try to address this, then if it was me, I would just throw the deal, call the deal off. You kidding me? There'd be a whole bunch of people lining up for the deal. You know, why let someone take? And this is how I would think if I was a thief. Why let somebody take my property? Because they already got your shit. Because they already got it registered in their office. So I think so. It doesn't matter how you buy. The process is set up to violate your due process rights, and that's what we address in our 42 USC packages. And yeah, Mac, the court will try to intimidate you and shut you down if you don't know what you're doing. So, but when you know what you're doing because you got a good coach and you're actually suing the judge who signed and forcing the judge, because you know when you sue the judge, you know the judge can't litigate a case. Judge cannot litigate a case that a judge is the party to, or litigate a case where the judge has conflict of interest. Oh wait, the state is the one that's stealing our property, and the state is the one that's paying the judge. And the judge doesn't have jurisdiction to hear the case because there's no injured party. So, Mac, you're right when you do things in a conventional sense, but that's not how we do shit around here. So, we're not worried about the court intimidating us because we're going to be suing the court at the gate. At the gate. We're going to be suing the court out of the gate. We're also going to be suing the judge, and we're going to be suing the attorney who filed this shit in court. And you're going to be using that 42 USC as a counterclaim in the state case first to force them to drop it. And while they're pondering on that, you'll be getting your federal lawsuit filed. So you'll be in position that when they drop that stuff in state court, when the state court judge recuses himself, you'll be in position to use that to force the federal court to move their ass over to settlement hearings. A lot of thoughts went into this program. So you guys, and I have people say, "Oh, I'm not in foreclosure. I'm in property." Oh, I'm not. It's all the same. They're trying to take your shit. It's all the same. It does not matter. It's all the same. Now, you can go after them and you can argue their lies if you want to, or you can go after them for violating your due process with the state procedures and shit. You know, the ones where they didn't deliver your deed to you, and then they registered in their office and started doing a bunch of shit with it that they didn't. So, what do you want to talk about? Do you want to argue their lies, that you missed some payments, or you want to talk about why you're in the position that you're in right now? So that's the way that works. And Marjorie, you are 100% correct on that. The court's going to do that to you anyway because that's what they do. They talk shit in your face and they make you leave out of there thinking that your legal team is stupid. Well, that's what they try. Now, that shit works for people who don't do the homework. Okay? For people who don't do the homework. The first thing they're going to tell you is, oh, well, you can't have the attorney signed on here. The attorney or the judge? The clerk's going to have a problem if you got the judge signed on there because the clerk's job is to take care of the court's money. So the clerk ain't happy that you got the judge signed on for $5.5 million. Yeah. But if you've done your homework, you'll be able to say, hey, look, right here. You added a copy of their petition against you or the notice of default letter, and you can show that, you can show who signed it. So you're telling me that I can't go after the attorney? The attorney is the one that signed this. The attorney is the one that's coming after my property, not the bank. The bank ain't signed nothing anyplace. And the judge is helping the state, and the state's paying the judge, and the state already has my property through real estate deed fraud, say it loud, all together. On two, 1, 2, real estate deed fraud. Oh, okay. So here's the thing. There's some stuff you can just say and make them, huh. And that real estate deed fraud is one of the things. Try it when you're talking to your clerk. Yeah, this all started with real estate deed fraud when they didn't deliver my deed like the state statute mandates. See, here's the state statute right here. It says that they're supposed to deliver my deed, but that's not what they did. They did their reconstructive delivery, registered in their office, and then all this shit started getting ugly for me. Oh, well, thank you, Thomas. Make sure that you watch the instructional video. Watch the updated instructional video first. The updated instructional video shows the updates that our Facebook people pointed out and their real time feedback. So, the updated instructional video walks you through the process of crushing the state court process. It walks you right through the process of how to do that. And then you need to watch the video for the package that you get, so you'll know how to use all the documents in the package. And friend me on Facebook because that's where I do my coaching, either in the page or in Messenger. So, but you have to friend me on Facebook in order to see the other pages. So. I'm sure it's going to be the best investment that you made, and I'm going to tell you, like I tell most people, it's time to start having some fun. It's time to start having some fun punching these people in the face trying to steal your stuff. Oh, okay, Mark. Maybe you should have your own show because I don't know. I do you add the judge and the attorney and the state to what you help people with? Because if you don't, then you're doing things the conventional way. But that's fine if you get the case shut down. I that's great. Uh, I don't need any help, and in my program, people have to learn how to do this themselves and not count on other people because that's a problem that they have. So thank you for that. I'm thinking Marjorie he wants you probably to contact him because he's not really saying how he does that or anything like I'm doing. So he's trying to probably trying to get business. I have people contacting me today wanting to know if they can help me and all of this. And I let them know that I do things on my own. I'm solo because I already know how the government rolls. They attack other people and get them to lie. So I don't have to worry about that if there's nobody else. And but I did let them know that they could open up their own business and start helping people. But I didn't really think they're going to be trying to take my clients or my team members from my program. So that's what it looks like. Oh, I see. That's cool. I'm glad you get your cases shut down, buddy. If you guys are interested in the eliminate property tax package, it's on my website. I'm going to reduce the price when I get done with the stream here in a few minutes. I want to thank you guys for the value of sharing your time, and I will see you guys in the next live stream.